Hi, my name is Abdurrahman Hani, and this is my demonstration video for my CRUD System web app. So let's get started. Of course, you're first met with the login page. If you already have an account, you can log in. If you don't, just make account through register. You can switch between the pages easily like this. So you have to fill in, of course, your username, password, and password confirmation. There are basic checks that are made, like you can't register without filling in all of these fields. I check for the availability of the username. I check if the password and password confirmation matches, if it's at least 10, actually, sorry, 8 characters long, and some basic checks like that. So let's try to breach one, like maybe the character length. There you go. You're met with an alert telling you that you don't match this criteria. So now let's try to make an actual account to try the functionality of the website. Okay, so after you successfully make an account, you redirect it to the index page, or which is the home page, as you see here. The home page is where you see all your available databases, and you can also create some or delete if you want. Of course, we don't have any databases from the select menu, as you can see, as this is a fresh account. So let's create one. Call it maybe test one. Okay. So if we open the select menu now, you can see test one is over here. We can create another database called maybe test two. Open the select menu and you can see test one, test two, both of them are here. We can even delete a database if we want to. Of course, after we delete a database, it's dropped with all of its data. We cannot get it back, so be careful. Maybe delete the latest database. As you can see, we can no longer access that database and that data is forever forgotten. We can create maybe the database again, test two. Of course, it has the same name, but it's not the same one. It's different data. Okay. So let's select maybe test one database. After we select it, we redirect it to the edit database page. Here we can see all the available tables we have in this database, create some tables, or even delete ones we don't want anymore. Um, of course, we don't have any tables over here because this is a fresh database. So let's create one, call it maybe test table. Select the number of columns we want. Maybe we want 3 columns. We can hit the number 3 and press load. You get the column name and the data type you want for each column you chose. Maybe I only want 2, so I press 2 and load. Okay, maybe let's call it ID. Data types, you have multiple data types. Let's pick this as integer. Column name, maybe make it name. By default, if you don't choose a data type, it's defaulted to text. So let's leave it right now. Create. As you can see from the select menu, now we have our test table. If we select it, it's loaded up in the page and we can see it. By default, all tables are made with an empty row. You can put any data you want, like one, Abdurrahman, and press the edit button. Now this data is saved within this row permanently. You can add a new row if you want to. It's an empty row, but you can even put data within it, like maybe to Muhammad. And if you now add this row, the data is stored in it, like you see over here. You can delete rows that you don't want to, create even more rows. You can create a new table if you want to, like test, number of columns only one, and test column. I pick it integer. Okay, create. Now we can see both tables are available, test and our test table. If you hit select, it defaults to no table. Okay, we can even delete our table if you want to. Maybe the test table we made. As you can see, it's dropped. There's also a quick switch button where you can quick switch between your databases. Over here, we have test one and test two, if you remember. So if we go to the test two database, now it's active. As you can see, we have no tables in the test two database. We can create one if we want, of course, or we can quick switch back to test one database. As you can see, we're back to it. We can select our table. We can go back to our home. This is where we select our database or create even if you want to or delete them. Um, this is basically all the functionality. You can log out, of course, and log in if you want to, but this is basically all the functionality there is to the website. And thank you for watching.